Good afternoon, members. Prior to the meeting, I, as a proper officer, received resignations from the convener and the leader with immediate effect, and therefore, in the absence of a convener, I request that members agree for a chair of this meeting, and then thereafter, obviously, proceed to the business of today. And I see that Councillor Little's put her hand up, and Councillor Giusti thereafter.
Thank you, Vlad. I nominate Councillor Hagman.
Happy to second.
Councillor Giusti? Oh, okay. Is there any other proposals for that? If there isn't, then Councillor Hagman, I think you've got the chair's role in agreement with Council. If we could just a couple of minutes to get set up for that.
Thank you, members, and good afternoon, and welcome to this special meeting of Full Council. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded, and the recording will be made available on the Council website for public listening. Could I remind councillors to follow the good practice guidance, which includes muting microphones and switching off your video when you're not addressing the meeting, writing S in the Teams chat function when you want to contribute rather than raising your hand, and if you're in the hall, you can do this on your iPhone or iPad. Those in the room without access to Microsoft Teams chat, if you wish to speak, please catch the attention of Nick Evans, who will write chat into the chat. Please don't repeat contributions already made by other members. No material should be posted in the chat function if it's intended as part of the discussion. The usual standing orders apply, including that any votes will be taken by roll call. If any member has to leave the meeting, please either leave the Teams meeting for that period or write leave in the Teams. Can I therefore, chat function and then join when you rejoin the meeting so we can keep track on whether the meeting is quorate. All members should speak clearly and directly into the microphone when making contributions, and when referring to reports, please provide reference to the relevant page and paragraph to allow everyone to follow. Members may notice that when calling members to speak, I will refer to them formally using their title, for example, Councillor Smith, so that it is clear who are councillors and who, by process of elimination, are officers. So item 1 is Sedern apologies and Chair's approval of members' remote participation. And Vlad, can you provide the Sedern and any apologies?
Thank you, Chair. I can confirm that we have 36 members present in the hall. We have 6 members present on the Teams platform, and members not at the start of the meeting is Councillor Mayo. No apologies.
Thank you. And I can confirm my agreement to the participation of those members recorded as participating remotely. Item 2 is declarations of interest. And do any members have a declaration of interest or statement of connection they wish to make? I don't see any in the hall, and I don't see any online. If I may, just as temporary chair, I think I would just actually acknowledge the hard work of the leader and previous convener. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Malcolm, for taking forward the business of the council this past 2 years. So I just want to put on record and acknowledge that from across the chamber. Thank you. Item 3 is Standing Order 6.6b, the requisition for special meeting of full council, and the report is by the Assistant Director of Governance and Human Resources. On the 3rd of June 2025, the proper officer received a requisition in terms of Standing Order 6.6b to convene a special meeting of the Council for the purpose of, under Standing Order 5.3 of Dumfries and Galloway Council, we are calling on the removal of the convener, brackets deputy leader, and leader, brackets deputy convener, with a motion of no confidence. Members are asked to note that due to the resignations of the convener and leader with immediate effect, we are no longer required to consider the motion, and therefore recommendation 2.1 is amended to note the resignation of convener and leader of the council. Now moving to paragraph 2.2 of the report, in terms of standing orders of the council, is asked to appoint a convener, deputy leader, and a leader, brackets deputy convener. If required, in accordance with standing orders, appointment of these positions will be undertaken by a vote by roll call. So, Councillor Thompson, please come in.
Thanks, Chair. So I would like to move that we appoint a convener, deputy leader, and a leader, deputy convener, but also propose a slate at the same time as a kind of compound motion, if that's acceptable. Just check with governance if that's okay. And if so, probably it would be good if we took a recess, maybe just to consider the content of that. I can certainly make sure it's circulated.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. I think Councillor Little was wanting to come in as well, but we'll come back to your point and I'll check in with Vlad as well.
Thank you, Convener. It was just to second Councillor Thompson's motion.
Thank you. So I'll just check with Vlad in terms of governance that we can do such thing, but yes, I think happy to agree that we take a moment and we get that information circulated to all members. Have you got a timing of how long you would like that for?
So I think I've got something that I can send by email to Nick or Vlad and the team, and then they can circulate it. So I don't know how long, in your hands really, so maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
If we take 15 minutes, but if MD wishes to extend that, because we need a little bit more time, we can do so, and we can maybe put in the chat function if we need to extend 15 minutes. So it is, oh, now I'm going to have to do maths, haven't I? When should we reconvene? 25 past, we'll come back. Thank you. Members, I just wanted to come back. We're going to take a further 15 minutes, having had a request from the Chamber to take our time. So if we can come back at 22. Thank you. Thank you, members. So we have got a motion that has been circulated from Councillor Thompson. I'll open it up. I'll pass the floor to Councillor Thompson first and see if Councillor Carruthers wants to come in.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, so after the recess, there was a bit of discussion with a couple of other members, and if it's okay, just kind of propose a couple of minor changes, or sort of crossing T's and dotting I's, if you like. So under Chair of Audit, Risk and Scrutiny, that would be Councillor McGregor, I think, if that's okay. And under the Climate, Environment and Biodiversity Subcommittee, that would be named as Councillor Dougie Campbell, and that would be appointed today and not at the first meeting of the subcommittee, and that's the amendments. Again, it's over to full council, but that would be the amendments to the proposition that was circulated.
Thank you for that, Councillor Thompson, and that's been seconded by Councillor Little. Is that correct? Thank you.
That's correct, Chair.
Councillor Carruthers, you were looking to come in, and I've got Councillor Caroline Wilson, followed by Councillor Andrew Goosty.
Thank you. Thanks very much. So, I suppose just a bit of a preamble, because I know Councillor Justice got a proposal, but I do think it's a legitimate attempt by the SNP to formalise an administration, but I don't support it going forward. I think it's unsustainable. I think it's too rushed. I think the public in Dumfries and Galloway would deserve a longer length of time in order that all political groups can have a proper conversation since the resignations earlier today and discuss the administration in full going forward. But that's all I really want to say at this point in time. Councillor Justice got a motion that he'll present in due course. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Wilson, I'll bring you in, please.
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Justy was before me, though. Just sorry. Thank you.
I'm happy to bring you in, Councillor Juicy.
Yeah, I'm happy to go. Chair, I would like to propose an amendment. I believe this is a pivotal time for Dumfries and Galloway, and it's a chance for us to have effective governance of our region. I move that we elect Councillor Ian Carruthers as our leader of Dumfries and Galloway Council, and Stephen Thompson as deputy leader and convener, both for an interim period until our next full council on the 26th of June. We found ourselves at a critical juncture. The recent shifts in the political landscape of this chamber have made one thing abundantly clear. The old ways of doing things are no longer working, and they're no longer viable. Our residents do not want to see a council paralysed by party political division. They want to see a council united in its purpose. Councillor Carruthers brings to the chamber knowledge, experience, both in broad and deep terms. In previous roles, he was Chair of the Economy and Resources Committee, Chair of the Planning, Housing and Environment Committee, Employment Appeals. He has been at the heart of the Council's most critical functions and brings a wealth of knowledge. To meet the challenges our Council faces, we do not need more division. We need unity of purpose. We need stability. We need a leader who can build a consensus-driven administration focused on delivery, not rhetoric. By electing Councillor Ian Carruthers, we would send a message, we'd send a powerful message to the people of Dumfries and Galloway, a message that we have listened, a message that we are willing to put aside partisan differences for the common good and create a collaborative working council.
Thank you, Councillor Goosty. Do you have a seconder? But I'll come to Caroline Wilson and then I see Councillor Wood. Are you just looking to formally second? Okay, thank you, Councillor Wood. Councillor Wilson, please.
Thanks, Chair. If you permit me just to say something on behalf of the Labour Group. Firstly, I want to place on record the thanks of the Labour Group to the outgoing leader and deputy leader for their service to this council. We absolutely appreciate the amount of hours you've put in. We will not be putting forward a nomination for council leader or deputy leader, and we will not be seeking to form an administration at this time. We believe that policy must come before position. Our communities want a council that works for them, not one that's distracted by internal division. The Labour Group will play our part in restoring stability. We want to see a council that is focused on people's priorities, and we will work constructively to help deliver that. We will hold the new administration to account and will do so on the issues that matter. That means a full review of the social care funding so that delayed discharges can be tackled properly. It means standing up for education by supporting our schools and our staff to meet the demands of the growing need for additional support. It means making sure that looked after children can stay in the region they call home and ensuring our bus network for communities with a publicly run council bus service will ensure the council plays a far bigger part in regenerating our town centres, and we will press the reversal of the damaging budget cuts such as the removal of the summer activity scheme funding, the closure of the garden nursery and the review of parking charges. And we will continue to back local businesses opposing any moves like a tourism levy that would hold them back. And while we want to see innovation and improvement in the way this council works, that cannot come at the expense of staff morale. We will continue to press for a serious review of the council's restructure and for fairer treatment across the workforce, given that following the chief officer restructure at a cost of more than £250,000, staff morale is at rock bottom. Talented officers have left, others are considering their future, and many are deeply worried about what the proposed redeployment policy coming to committee tomorrow will mean for them. Our communities need a council that delivers cleaner streets, accessible services and functioning transport. It's not too much to ask, it's the basics done well. So the Labour Group's priority is not titles or committees, it will be delivery. We will be constructive, we will be focused, and we will speak up for the people we represent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Wilson. I don't see any other hands up in the chamber. We do have a proposal and also an amendment. So I'll maybe turn to Vlad to talk through the process for that, please.
Thank you, Chair. If I can confirm that we've got a motion from Councillor Thompson and seconded by Councillor Little, and that was shared on the screen and shared with members in paper form for those here in person, and with the amendments that have been qualified earlier by Councillor Thompson. Then we've got an amendment from Councillor Giusti, which, if I caught that right, is for Councillor Carruthers as leader and Councillor Stephen Thompson as deputy on an interim until the 26th of June, and that was seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that correct with members? So we've got a motion and an amendment, and we'll go through the normal. I see Councillor Scobie's got his hand up.
Councillor Scobie, do you want to come in, please?
Please, Chair, if it just could clarify if the climate change chair is a senior member of the council, could you just clarify that on the SNP slate?
Thank you, Councillor Scobie. I do believe it is, but I'll just double check with Councillor Thompson, who proposed that.
Yeah, and just I think just to double check, I think that stays within the sort of allowance for senior councillors. So yes, it is Councillor Scobie.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if there's no other questions on that, shall we move straight to the vote? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chair. If you just bear with us, we'll go through the usual roll call. Chair, yourself first.
Motion, please.
Councillor Bell.
Amendment.
Councillor Beretti.
Motion.
Councillor Blake.
Abstain.
Councillor Brodie.
Motion.
Councillor Dougie Campbell.
Motion.
Councillor John Campbell.
Motion.
Councillor Ian Carruthers.
Amendment.
Councillor Karen Carruthers.
Amendment.
Councillor Dashbar.
Motion.
Councillor Davis.
Abstain.
Councillor Dempster.
Motion.
Councillor Dennerley.
Abstain.
Councillor Dorward.
Abstain.
Councillor Drybra.
Abstain.
Councillor Drysdale.
Abstain.
Councillor Ferguson.
Motion.
Councillor Giusti.
Amendment.
Councillor Hill.
Amendment, please.
Councillor Howie.
Motion.
Councillor Hislop.
Abstain.
Councillor Ingalls.
Amendment.
Councillor Jameson.
Motion, please.
Councillor Malcolm Johnson.
Amendment.
Councillor Maureen Johnson.
Abstain.
Councillor Jordan.
Abstain, please.
Councillor Little.
Motion, please.
Councillor Lowe,
Motion, please.
Councillor McGregor,
Amendment, please.
Councillor McCammon.
Sorry, abstain. My apologies.
Okay.
Too many haste on the piece of paper. Abstain.
Abstain from Councillor McGregor. Okay. Councillor McCammon,
Abstain.
Councillor McFarlane,
Motion.
Councillor Mayo,
Motion.
Councillor Marsh,
Amendment.
Councillor Marshall,
Abstain, please.
Councillor Scobie,
Motion.
Councillor Slater,
Amendment.
Councillor Stevenson.
Abstain, please.
Abstain. Councillor Stitt,
Abstain.
Councillor Thompson,
Motion.
Councillor Walters,
Abstain, please.
Councillor Wilson,
Abstain, please.
Councillor Wood,
Amendment.
Councillor Young. Okay, as members will see, the motion is carried 16 to 10, and therefore that motion slate is agreed by Council.
Thank you, Vlad, and thank you, members. So that recommendation, as Vlad has outlined, has been agreed by members of Dumfries and Galloway Council. So item 3 is any other business deemed urgent by the Chair, and I have no urgent business. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chair. Well,